Well met, well met. Hey, what's going on? It's Tech Maki, and this is my vision series for Ace. So, Ace is a member of the World of Orients, and this world, if you weren't aware, the Type 0 world was originally designed to be part of the Final Fantasy 13 series. It was the Gedo 13, and then eventually they kind of separated when it was re-released for the, or re-announced for the PlayStation Portable. In this world, there are a lot of overlapping names that occur in Final Fantasy 13, i.e. Etro, the Falsi, Seath, and plenty of other things that are just connected to the other one, but they're separate worlds. So either way, Ace is a very interesting individual. He when he was young, when he was around 8, I think he was adopted by would be called Mother now, and he was trained to become a soldier, to become a super mage, to become the savior, a Gito, or an Agito cadet. And so he learned how to use magic without the use of the crystal that powers the city. It also involves Phantoma and all this other stuff. But he became the class leader of Class 0, which is a secret. Well, it was a secret organization, but it was eventually relocated to Academia, and they're pretty much there to become the Agito, become the saviors of the world, to stop this huge calamity. I personally didn't play too much of Type 0 because it just wasn't my type of game, but who knows, I might go back and try it out. Everyone keeps telling me to. Either way, Ace comes into the game as a 5-star character, and he does get upgraded to a 6-star. His class in the game is a Gedo cadet, and his class, or the role that he fulfills, is a damage dealer. Best stats are MP and magic. He also has a pretty good set of abilities, but they're very luck based. Since he uses a deck of cards, I guess they went with the whole chance, to see where in the deck he would fall. So, giving you the abilities I think are the best ones. Attack hand, it's an ability that has a 50% chance to, or it's randomly going to use one of these, but it has a 50% chance to cast burst, or use burst, which is and all of these are AoE, so it's magic damage to all enemies. 30% chance to do super burst, 15% chance to do mega burst, and a 5% chance to do giga burst. Now each one of these, as you get lower in percentages, the damage that these do are higher, and you can see that with mega burst and giga burst. They also ignore spirit, mega being 10% and giga being 25%, so they can be pretty strong skills. Support hand is the next one that is a random use. You have a 70% chance to cast short burst, which is a 30% chance stop for one enemy for 1 turn, 20% chance to cast long burst, which is stop for 3 turns, and then a 10% chance to do mega stop, which is stop for 5 turns. Then you have life hand, which also chance, 7% chance to do HP charge. It's 40% recovery for him of his HP. 20% chance to cast HP supercharge, 70% chance, or 70% of his total HP, and then you have 10% chance to do HP mega charge, which is a full cure form. Next up, you have spirit hand, which is essentially the same thing as life hand, except MP. You have 70% chance to get 30% your MP back, 20% chance for 75 MP, and 10% chance to get 120 MP. And this is actually a pretty decent skill, because no matter what, he's always going to get a little bit of MP back. I think it costs around 20 MP, so even at the lowest one, he's going to get 10 back. If you have to keep using this, it sucks if you don't get the good percentage on it, but you're still going to be able to get your MP back. Then you have triple slip. It's it's kind of like Mirage. Negate 3 physical attacks for 2 turns. Next up is Devotion. It's a passive, increase LB gauge fill rate by 200%. Then you have Auto Refresh, recover MP 5% every turn. Glad that he has this as a mage. Well, mage-ish. And then you have Wild Card. It's magic damage to one enemy, and it also has the added bonus of negating 2 physical attacks for 2 turns. This skill also has the ability to be tied with dual wield. So if you have dual wield or Genji Glove equipped, Wildcard will attack twice. I think this is one of his better skills, as you know how much damage is going to force out, especially if you have dual wield on. You know it's going to do 2 times that. And then we have Tri-Beam Laser, which in my opinion is probably his worst looking skill, since it kind of looks like Sunbeam with 3 blasts coming out of it. When I heard Tri-Beam Laser, I was really thinking something Dragon Ball related, and just in my mind it just sounded, it looked epic. Not so much, but either way, magic damage with Ignore Spirit, 25% chance, or I'm sorry, 25% Ignore Spirit, and this is an AoE. It's actually pretty strong. And then he has 2 god level spells, Firaga and Thundaga. Then he also has exclusive material that is available from the King Mog at the moment, and it's called Cut Cards. It's another chance ability. But this one's a little different. You have essentially 50% chance to do a lot of damage, and that's broken into 25% chance for Mega Burst and 25% chance for Giga Burst. Or you have 50% chance to stop the enemy, broken into 25% chance for Short Burst and 25% chance for Long Burst. So this is a lot of gambling here. It seems like really good rates, but I personally, I've only ever casted Short Burst, I think. So yeah. Anyway. He also has a pretty nice limit burst. I'm not going to say it's it's pretty strong, but it just looks amazing. So I figured, why not mention it? It's called Jackpot Shot, and if I'm not mistaken, this is actually something he uses in Type 0. It's magic damage with Ignore Spirit, 50% to one enemy. It looks amazing. It does some really good damage. Next up, we have his Trust Master reward. It's an 8-star materia called Acceptance, and this is essentially a upgrade from Shantoto's TM. It's magic plus 30% and MP plus 20%. It's actually a really, really good mage-based materia. Probably the best one you can put on a mage, besides something that has like a 50% chance like Dark Bond, or 50% increase. But very strong piece of gear, or a piece of materia. Then for the espers that I think he would use, essentially you probably want to just stick with Ramu. Ramu is going to give him the most gains, MP and magic, so I would just use that one. And this is the esper that I use in all the builds, so on to the builds. And for the builds, I tried to get a little creative, but honestly he's very limited. He doesn't have a dual cast, he doesn't have natural dual cast, he doesn't have natural dual wield to utilize wild card or his god level spells. So you have to, he's pretty much a straight shot, just kill a mage, even though he is very chance based. So when you use him, it's more like you're gambling with your damage. But either way, the free to play build, I'm calling it Bookworm, it kind of references his need to always read things. Comes in with HP at 3,528, MP 278, and his magic is at 492. You're using the Wizard Rod, Creepy Mask, Magi Robe, Double Earrings, and 4 Twin Spells. Now the 4 Twin Spells you can always downgrade to Magic plus 10%. Twin Spells are available only right now during the Type 0 event that's up, the Academia event. So if you can get your Phantomas and you can get these spells, these are really nice because it has the Magic plus 10% plus 5% MP increase. But like I said, you can downgrade to Magic plus 10%. Then with maximum pops, and of course with this, you're going to want to focus on getting his magic up and his MP up first, and then you can start looking at doing HP and the other ones. But it comes in with 3,978 HP, 376 MP, and magic is at 555. Then for the first pay-to-play build, I'm calling this the Black Trump in reference to his ultimate weapon. This one, the HP is reasonably, it's the same for the most part, and his MP goes up to 340. Your magic now goes up to 761, which is really nice. And the gear you'll be using is double Omni Rods, Creepy Mask, Lordly Robe, Genji Glove, Magical Crest, Dark Bond, so that you have the bonuses from equipping the rod and the robe, and then 3 acceptances for those massive gains. With full pots, again, focus magic, focus your MP, you're going to have 3,978 HP, 468 MP, and 854 magic. Very strong build, one of the stronger ones in the game. For the arena build, we're going to call this Agito's Will. You're going to be coming in with 5,628 MP, or I'm sorry, HP, 247 MP, 587 magic. I went more with focusing your HP as opposed to going with the magic on this one, because this should be enough, especially if you're using wild card. Granted, you won't be hitting everybody, like if you're going to be changing with Fundag or something, but with wild card, you're also making sure that he doesn't get hit by any physical attacks, or at least not many. Again, you're going to be using dual Omni Rods, Lordly Robe, Creepy Mask, Genji Glove, Ring of Lucii, so you can get some evasion and have access to the Alterna skill if you want to chain, or get, the counter with holding and whatnot. Then you have the Dark Bond, just to make sure you push his magic up a little bit. Discernment, which is 7's TM, which is essentially Tilith's Goddess's protection. This is going to protect him from all status ailments. And then double HP plus 30%, so you can boost his HP up, so he has a little bit more survivability during the fights. Next up, you're going to have your full pots, and that's at 6,348. Your MP goes up to 330, and your magic is 644. Again, this is really strong. And with this build, if you're not focusing on using these single cast abilities, you can always use Wildcard, and he can just focus up on the tanks if needed, or anyone who's going to prove a problem, like maybe Noctis or Cloud of Darkness or something. But that's essentially all I got for Ace. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, again, or you have any comments about the build, you can go ahead and throw them in the comments down below. And if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe if you want future content. And you can always check me out on Twitch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Maki out.